Adventure begins at your local Jeep SUV dealer with the most awarded SUV brand.
During the Jeep 4th of July sales event, get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on most 2024 Wrangler models. Or well-qualified lessees can lease the 2024 Wrangler Willys 4xE for $399 a month.
Two pandas are settling into their new home at the San Diego Zoo. They haven't made their public debut yet, but the crowds keep checking in just in case. The exchange is part of the diplomacy program in which China gets $1 million a year to send pandas to the U.S. How cool. Thanks for watching KCAL News at 6 on CBS Los Angeles. The CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell is next.
Tonight, the candidates go out on the trail after a historic debate. President Biden's campaign in crisis mode as he tries to tamp down Democratic Party panic about his performance.
Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to.
Plus, former President Trump touts his night on the stage despite a number of falsehoods and inflammatory statements.
The millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border, they're taking black jobs now.
Our new reporting and what we're hearing from voters. The CBS Evening News starts now. Good evening. I'm Margaret Brennan, in for Norah O'Donnell. It is a tight presidential race, and President Biden argues his opponent, Donald Trump, is a threat to the very future of American democracy. Mr. Biden had hoped last night's debate would tip the race in his favor. Instead, today, he's facing calls to step aside. Today, a lively President Biden sought to calm concerns by campaigning in the key state of North Carolina, arguing that he is still up to the job of commander-in-chief. Despite those day-long attempts to reassure, just moments ago, the New York Times editorial board published this scathing headline, quote, "To serve his country, President Biden should leave the race." With just 4 months left until Election Day, Donald Trump today rallied his supporters in Virginia. Last night, Trump repeatedly made false claims and would not commit to accepting the results of the November election. We have team coverage of last night's historic debate, and CBS's Nancy Cordes will start us off.
I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious.
Campaigning in North Carolina this afternoon, President Biden sought to reassure voters, even as he acknowledged what they all saw last night.
Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong.
He sounded less hoarse and more energetic than he did on the debate stage.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare,
where his halting answers fed into pre-existing concerns about his age and acuity.
the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
Behind the scenes today, Biden aides did damage control, reaching out to rattle Democratic lawmakers.
It was a bad night, but it's not the end of the campaign.
Did Joe Biden have a bad night, in my opinion? Yes, he absolutely did.
In a radio interview, New Hampshire Senator Jeanne Shaheen acknowledged the party is grappling with what to do now.
He had a really bad night last night. So the question is that going to disqualify him for the next 4 years? I think that's going to be determined.
Publicly, Democratic leaders tried to tamp down the concerns.
Stay the course.
We saw integrity on one side and dishonesty on the other. That's how I saw it.
And yet it was Biden's struggle to counter Trump's dishonesty last night that has Democrats down ballot worried.
He wants open borders. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times.
Fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong.
Trump held a victory rally today in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Despite the fact that crooked Joe Biden spent the entire week at Camp David resting, working, studying. He studied very hard. He studied so hard that he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
The Republican House Speaker, Mike Johnson, argued Biden